Ooh-wah-ah-ah-ah, and other tall tales. Whether you enjoy Down with the Sickness in earnest or ironically, playing it is a very good time, and you know what we say around here. Never say no to a good time. But before we get into it, I would like to take just a moment to thank the following people for signing up for the Patreon supporter of the Cause Club. Ken Plants, Dylan Gardner, Tanner Tucker, and Brian Gould. Thank you very, 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 very much for your support, and I hope you're not sick. And if you would like to find out what that's all about, you will find the link, of course, in the description. For this operation, we will need to place our guitars into drop C sharp, which is a lot less scary than it sounds. It's the same as drop D, but all of the strings go one note lower than that. So your E string is going to go down to C sharp, your A string to G sharp, your D string to C sharp as well, G string turns into F sharp, B to A sharp, and your E string to D sharp. Congratulations, you are now in drop C sharp. I think it'd be a great idea to get to know the drum rhythm with like muted strums to start, because it's going to be the rhythm for much of the song. What you're going to do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now 5 plus 5 plus 4 is 14, so you may be thinking this is in a goofball time signature, but there's a 6 that we don't do anything at after each 5. So it's truly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6 plus 4 is 16, divisible by 4, totally normal time signature. Down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Get that under your hands first, because we're going to apply it immediately. Grab the A string 7th fret, and we're going to go 7, 10, 7, 8, 7. Do it again. 7, 10, 7, 8, 7. Then 7, 10, 7, 8. And that lines right up with our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. That is the intro. Or perhaps I should have said the intro to the intro. Now we're going to do the same thing, but in power chords and down here. So same pattern. 2, 5, 2, 3, 2, 2, 5, 2, 3, 2, 2, 5, 2, 3. And power chords in this drop tuning, of course, is the same fret on the 2 or 3 low strings, up to you. Is your intro. And you'll hear another guitar doing a harmony there too, and you can do it if you've got 2 guitar players in your Disturbed cover band. Do it on the D string 9th fret, same pattern, 9, 12, 9, 10, 9. And I don't think it could possibly be this guy, because you'd have this shape going, 2, 2, 2, 4, and you can't really do that neat, so I'd say don't set yourself up for failure. When ooh-wah-ah-ah is proclaimed, instead of 2, 5, 2, 3, it's just 3, 3, 3, 3. So you'll do your 3, 3, 3, 3 at the ooh-wah-ah-ah. And then you go back to the normal thing with the power chords for a while, but the very last time before the verse, it's going to be 2, 5, 2, 3, 2, 2, 5, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. 8 threes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Into the verse. The first thing you need to know to do the verse is really easy. It's the rhythm we've been practicing, and the chord doesn't even change. It's just the 2nd fret. Over and over again. Except for the times when we hear the harmonics, and they're going to happen on the 5th fret of the D and G string, and not where you'd fret the fret, but on the metal bar in between frets 5 and 6. And they're going to be the last 2 notes of our rhythm. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. That one happens when it happens. And I'm going to call it the very last time of the first half of the verse. The second half is when it escalates and gets bigger, right? The last time, it's our whole rhythm on 2, but the last 3 notes of our rhythm are going to be on 3. So it'll be... And then things get hectic. It's the looking at my own reflection line when things get hectic, and I want to say this is single notes, not the power chords, but do it whichever way you want. We're going to do our pattern once, and then we're just going to do our rhythm on 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2. So 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2 2. Do that a bunch of times. 3 times actually, and the 4th time is a little bit different. It does the pattern once, and then it does just 2s, and then it does 2 3 3 3. So the last 4 is 2 3 3 3. This is beginning to sound like a Get Smart joke. And dubbed over the last 2 3s of that 2 3 3 3 are the harmonics again. So if you're feeling daring, you could there. If you dare. And the very last time for real now, before we go into the chorus, it's gonna be our pattern here. Just 2s, just 3s. So, and then we go into the chorus. You might want a power chord there to kind of, up the ante. Into the chorus. And now we're definitely doing power chords, and there's a rhythm change. We're going to go 2, 2, 3, 2, followed by harmonic on B5 now. And then 2, 2, 3, 2. Ready, set, and go. Is the first thing you will need. The second thing you will need is exactly the same as the first thing, except instead of B5, B5 for the harmonics, it's B5, G5. So, that's the second thing you will need. The third and last thing you will need to do the chorus is a lot like what we were doing, but it's going to cut off the riff and do a bendy wiggle. I think he maybe either does it on the D string 8th fret, or maybe it's a whammy bar thing. I'm not sure. I find it hard to get up there while doing the riff at song speed. So I would encourage you to try the G string 3rd fret or the 4th fret, which isn't exactly the same, but it gets the job done, and it's quite a bit easier for me anyways to get to G4 than G3. You can mess around, but we're going to, after our ding-dong, do one more 2, and then our bendy wiggle wherever you decided. I'm going to try to do that for you. Nice and slow. Like that. And at the end of the chorus, the post-chorus, perhaps before the second verse, they're just playing one big power chord, and you do hear that note I was talking about earlier, and since we don't change the chord, you can go ahead and do it. 2, 2, 2, 4, you can do the rhythm along with the drums. And then you hear a B-double-E-Y-double-O-M, Beum, before you go into the next verse. The first time we come across something that's different from what we've already discussed is the creepy riffy bridge. Grab the 4th fret of the, I'm just going to call it the E string, so we don't all have a stroke. Give it some wiggles. Then you're going to either slide or hammer from 2 to 3, and we barely want to hear that 2. This is what's called a grace note, a note that barely happens, and that is called a cat's tail. Ferguson's, to be precise. I messed up, but I wanted to leave the Ferguson thing in. Anyways, so 4, 2 to 3 hammer on, 4, 7, 3 to 4 hammer on, 3, E2. Is the first half. And the second half of the riffy, creepy bridge is the same, but the last 3 notes, which were 4, 3, 2, are going to be power chords. So normal shape power chord on A4, A3, and down to drop style power chord on the low string 2nd fret. Is how that goes. And finally, the outro is the main riff, the main theme, except one whole step or 2 frets higher. So on the A string, 9, 12, 9, 10, 9. Is how that begins. And then, of course, when it gets heavier, it's the power chords 2 frets higher, so you'll start on 4. 4, 7, 4, 5, 4. then there's the one that just goes 5 5 5 5 for the last 4. And those are all the pieces. Wow, lots of detail there. I would say don't worry too much about getting every little thing exactly where it goes unless you're in a Disturbed tribute band. Thank you so much for being here. I hope that was fun and helpful and that you're not sick. And I will see you next time with more stuff. Goodbye.